It's starting already.
Oh, welcome guys to DrumTalk Radio. Sorry, we're laughing. As you know, I'm in a different spot here today, which is fantastic. As you can see, we've got beautiful drums, beautiful cymbals, and a beautiful man, Mr. Jamie Goff.
Only the finest.
Only the finest. Yes.
Only the finest, mate.
It's most definitely. Thanks for coming in, Jamie. It's a pleasure.
No, it's great, mate. Thank you for inviting me down here. This is great fun.
Man, if I'm speechless, guys, it's because I'm a bit excited.
We've got lots of things to play with, I guess.
A lot of things to talk about and play with and demonstrate, which is kind of great. And we also got our new producer tonight. We have Mr. Will Musig,
the beautiful barrel girl.
He just knocked the camera.
Yeah, g'day.
Good on you, Will. Listen, guys. As you saw my post earlier today, I do apologize any mishaps that happen. It's got to do with Will there because he's. What are you doing now, Will? That's you.
I reckon it's going to be an interesting evening.
It's going to be one of those nights, Jamie. I tell you, it's going to kind of. And you know what? I'm actually freaking out a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually over there, and I usually interview my guests from over there. So it was a bit hard to talk to you from over there and control everything. So
come join us on this side.
I'm actually going to enjoy it, and I don't have to worry about clicking things and. As you can see there, Will looks like he's a pilot over there.
That's what he does best.
But you're doing a great job there, Will.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
So, you got pins.
Hello, Will. How are you, mate?
I'm good. How about yourself, Pino?
I'm very good, mate. Very good.
That's good.
It's going to be one of those funny days. Will, can you just refresh the small laptop there so we can see the comments on the big screen?
Maybe we don't want to see.
I think we're confusing. Anyway, Jamie, he'll work it out.
I hope he does. Yeah,
he'll work it. You know how to do it, Will, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, look at that. But then you're gonna click on it and double click on it.
Clicking happening.
It's sorry, guys. I do apologize. It's our first time we changed this around. But anyway, what do we got?
So we're trying to sabotage me.
It sounds like you're sabotaging me, mate. So what do we got? We've got pasties and these new pasty cymbals.
Yeah, I've been able to bring down a couple of things that I'm having a lot of fun with at the moment. So from the guys over in Switzerland, I've been able to bring across some of the brand new cymbals recently to sort of show off at one of our dealer shows, which is nice. And I thought I'd bring some of the new stuff down that hasn't made its way to Australia to shops yet. So
is this the first time it's in here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So we've had it at the office, and this is really one of the first times I think we've had it out to show people.
Wow!
I did a little clinic for the guys up in Bandland in Toowoomba just over a week ago or so.
Oh, okay.
And we took a few of them up there to the guys
to
just have a listen. But apart from that, this is one of the first times out of the office.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Paiste Masters, yeah?
Yeah, so this is one of the new, it's a brand new thing. This is one of the new dry rides.
Actually, I can lift this up.
You can, I took the wing nut off. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
What do you reckon?
That is, oh.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of weight on it. It's a 22. You know what? 22 is my size.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's low enough that it's got a nice low pitch, but it's not a massively heavy ride cymbal. It's quite articulate with the way that's set up.
It's actually got a nice dry set.
Yeah, nice and it's articulate. It's got a bit of wash to it. It's still crashable. Quite cool.
Yeah.
There's a few other bits and pieces.
We'll go to the splash in a minute, but that thing, I'm in love with that 18-inch, mate.
Yeah.
That is...
The new Masters extra thins are really, really sweet. They've got a really soft sort of texture when you're playing to them, and they sound really great. I've been using it a little bit at the office for a while now, and I'm really enjoying it. So.
Look at that.
Yeah. Nice and dark, low pitch.
I'm in love with that one.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice.
Little guy in the middle is one of the same family. So another Paiste Masters. I brought the 8 and the 10, but I'm really loving this little 8. I haven't had an 8 for a while.
Okay.
Nice and quick.
It's nice. It's got that nice.
Yeah.
And what about the hi-hats? What are they?
These are one of my favorite things to play. These have been out for a little while. So these are actually the Formula 602 Modern Essentials. So they put these together with Vinnie Collier a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
These are the 15-inch ones, and I just reckon they're just a great all-round sort of hi-hats.
Right.
Yeah, really nice fun.
Beautiful. Look, that absolutely sounds... I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to sound out there for you guys, but God, it sounds pretty good in here. Which is kind of cool. Who we got there? We got Claude Cesare. Hello, mate. Hey, boys. Mr. DeBarco. How are you? Hey, lads. I don't know if you know Frankie DeBarco.
Not yet.
You'll know about him.
I will.
You'll see him. So it's kind of cool. So, call us Stephen John back again. How are you, mate? He was on our Music Land show last night. So,
all right.
Welcome back, mate. Sounds good here.
That's what we want to hear.
That's
right?
that's my co-producer on the other side.
Nice.
Hey,
Thanks,
Rory.
I need your help tonight. Mate.
Rory, where are you, mate?
Pino's trying to sabotage me already.
You should see Will behind the desk, mate.
He's having a bit of a struggle, but he's getting there. Look at him.
Look, Jamie, he's a guitarist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
You know,
He can't help it.
They can only absorb so much. You know, if I had put all those things on pedals on the floor, he might know.
You're doing such a good job, Pino. I've got the mute channel.
Will decide to mute me.
No good.
Ah, there
No
you
good.
go.
Oh, I got control tonight, boys.
What do you do?
Any questions, guys, too? Call us on 0412 376 848. It'd be great.
Yeah, give us a call.
Rory, I was going to come down not to help, just to watch and laugh. Yeah, believe me, mate.
Nice.
It would have been a funny thing. Anyway, back to the drums.
Nice.
Now, this beautiful kit, it's the new
Yeah.
Yamaha Tour Custom.
Yeah, we've had a new maple kit arrive with us at the very back end of last year. So this is a smaller part of the full kit. They've got a couple of different configurations they make these days, but essentially they're just a beautiful maple kit. They've got a nice thin all maple shell. They've got a range of different satin finishes. These things come in. This is the caramel satin. If
It's nice.
you're into that, yeah.
It sounds. I mean, we're going to demonstrate it, guys, and
Have a bit of a hit later.
have a bit of a hit with it. But it is a nice kit. It's a beautiful kit. And I don't know about you. I'm a maple man. You know,
Yep.
you maple.
Yeah, most of the time maple. I've had a few birch kits that I really enjoy playing as well, but maple's a really good all rounder, I guess.
Yeah.
It's been popular for years for everybody.
It's funny. I won't mention drum companies, but I was playing birch for so long. I mean, I was originally a maple player.
Yeah.
But I was playing birch for so long, and it took me a while to get used to the birch. Yeah,
Yep.
top endy and all that.
There's lots of different stuff people write about what is better and worse. So I think they just sound different. You know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And so what happened was, I was playing birch, and then, I've gone to Sona, and I've gone back to maple, and
Yeah.
it was like I was back home.
It
It
just sounds right?
but it even feels right. I mean, playing it's like I'm back home again.
Yeah.
I think it's a personal. Like a lot of guys really swear on birch, not
Yeah.
maple. It's a personal preference.
Yeah,
I
there's
suppose
lots of stuff going
it's
on.
like these guitarists, it's a Gibson or it's a Strat, whatever it is, a Fender.
You're
It's
right.
the same. It's the same kind of scenario, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's so much goes on. There's so many different moving parts with drums and
Yeah,
drum heads and the space you're in. There's so many different things that can make a difference. But starting with a nice shell and making it,
Look,
sing is a
Bottom
good-
line, when it comes to drum kits, I mean, when they're built well, nice shells. I mean, skins do play a big part, but geez, it takes a lot of pressure off.
Yeah, if you've got something good to start with, you can go with it.
Now that's a 22-inch bass drum, isn't it?
Yeah. Interestingly, I don't know if you guys have been seeing this.
Oh, they
a
can
lot.
see it.
Well, what's happened, I've noticed over the last few years, when I started selling drums, this same diameter was quite popular. Been selling
Yeah.
drums for a long time. The back of the 90s, this is a 22 by 16-inch bass
Yep.
drum.
Yeah.
We saw those get out to 18s, 22s, some
Yeah,
really
I
long
know.
drums. It seems to be more popular at the moment that some of the shorter drums have come back into popularity.
But I've noticed they're getting shorter but higher.
Yeah, there's
like
a few different things.
24s,
and stuff come
26
back
and
in.
now, but
Yep.
another popular one was a 24. I think it was a 24-14.
Yep.
It's getting popular
Yeah,
again.
and some of the traditional sizes. So we've got 22 by 14s that have become popular again. That haven't
Yeah.
been around for quite a while.
No.
And it's great. But I mean, the 2216 I really love. You don't have to stomp on it to get the air moving to make
No,
the front head
of
work.
course
It's
not.
it's a good sounding little
Yeah,
bass
which is kind of cool.
drum.
Yeah, it sounds nice. Look, I like them. And the snare, what size snare is that?
Very standard, 14 by 5.5.
Okay.
Just a straight ahead steel drum.
It's just a steel drum, isn't it?
yeah, it's a really
Okay.
straight ahead simple drum that we've got here tonight. Sounds perfect. You can't really go too wrong with one of these things.
Yeah.
Put a couple of heads on it.
It would have
tune
been nice if you would have brought the Dave Weckl little snare drum.
it. Next time.
Yeah,
Next
I'm
time.
still trying to get one of those, actually.
Yeah.
Geez, they're hard to find.
They are.
The original double strand ones.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. You right there, Will? Yeah. You want to unmute your mic? You don't have to mute it, mate.
I want to keep it muted.
He does.
I mean, I wish you did.
Listen, I don't want to interrupt the flow of the drummer talk.
You might learn something today. That's, Anyway, back to the toms.
Yeah.
So what's the? He's laughing. The ply. What?
Look, they're a thinner shell.
It is-
So
I was just looking at that. They look
yeah,
really
they're
shit
quite a
thinner.
thin shell maple drum. The drums themselves are only a 6 ply,
Mhm.
but they work really well. They've got a nice tight 45-degree cut, and they just
Yep.
sing really nicely. So I find that these are really good with pretty much whatever heads you want. They actually ship with just Remo Clear Ambassadors on them.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy those. I've tried them with Clear Emperors and a few other combinations of heads, but they all work depending on what sort of music you would like to get into.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
It's kind of cool. Now, what's the kind of price range, figure range for these retail?
Well, look, there's a package that we're doing at the moment. You get a 10, 12. Normally it's a 10, 12, 16, 22 with a snare drum and a set of hardware.
Yeah.
We're doing those at the moment with a bonus 14-inch floor tom. So it's 10, 12, 14, 16, 22.
Nice.
Stainless steel snare and the set of hardware. And they're listing for $3,000. So yeah, you can get them at a very good price around town these days. They're really happening.
And if you mention DrumTalk Radio, I give you 5% off. So no, that's pretty. I mean, drum kits. The price on drum kits and the value now is just incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, for $3,000, what you
compared
used
to my days, you had a $300 kit, and the next stage was a $9,000 kit.
Yeah.
No in betweens.
Yeah.
And it is a nice kit. I really quite like it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. I think over the last couple of years, what we were able to get bang for buck is much improved from everywhere. It's really nice. You can actually get some really nice drums, and you don't have to necessarily cough up the kidney to be able to afford them.
That's right, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Just going to say good day for you, John O'McCurdy. How are you?
Yes.
Sounds good. Pino, Anthony Puggatori. How you going, Pudge? Oh, here we go. We've got Claude de Trezor. Do you tune drums to a particular note, or what your ears like? Guitarist question. So sorry, it's a stupid question. Oh, okay.
No stupid questions, right?
Excuse my reading, mate.
Because
I haven't got my glasses.
Drummers generally don't tune anything these days.
Actually, no, tuning. Look, it's actually a really good question because it is, because I get that question asked. I don't know if you cop that too.
Yeah, look, there's different times and different situations that people might want that. But generally speaking, people tend to tune to what sounds good to their ear. And just the pitches that they choose to use are normally cadences of pitches that you might find on a piano keyboard, but they're not necessarily tuning for a specific note pitch,
right?
Unless you're going for that for a specific tune. But generally, I think it's a pretty accepted thing that you tune to what sounds good to you.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. It depends on what gig you're doing.
It does.
It's only, I sometimes tune to a note when I'm doing a musical. Kind of go to tune to a note.
Yep.
But a lot of time, it's pretty much my ear.
Well, in different recordings and things, you might not want to clash with somebody in the band if they're playing a certain note, so you don't really want to get involved in that too much.
It's usually the bass player.
Yeah.
He's always whinging about my bass drum.
Yeah.
It's on B flat. I don't know. It sounds good to me.
I did see, we had a guy out for the Melbourne Jazz Festival probably last year, actually, Ari Honig.
Okay.
Ari does a lot of stuff where he actually plays melodic lines by bending pitches and has his drums more melodically tuned.
Okay.
And I'm sure there will be other people out there that do something similar, but it's interesting to see it is possible. Yeah.
Oh, it is. I mean, I think David Jones tunes his drums by pitch.
Yep.
Many guys, I just don't have the time for that. I just did it. Boom. Yeah, that's nice.
Make it suit the song.
Make it suit the song. Well, actually, talking about making it suit the song, I reckon that EAD 10 Yamaha is very good. We're going to show you this. We'll get this on the camera a little bit later. But we actually demonstrating, and we've got this set up on the kit, which is the EAD 10 Yamaha, which is the electronic.
Yeah. So EAD 10. Yeah. There's been some different guessing happening for what EAD might stand for.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say that.
From our perspective, it stands for electronic acoustic drums. So it's supposed to be, and it's worked out to be, the first proper real acoustic electronic hybrid. And I say that because it incorporates microphones, not just a trigger system to do the combination of acoustic and electric together.
Yeah, in saying that, I saw this first, and we actually had a chat about this. Yeah. Was it last year in December?
I reckon it was December.
It was December last year. It was actually the last one for the year for DrumTalk. Andy Fissenden, great drummer, great guy. I'm still trying to get him in the studio.
We'll get in there.
Yeah. Yep. But I saw Andy do his clinic. It was a great clinic, and we kind of enjoyed it, and it was a pretty cool clinic, yeah. And I was at the back, and I'm hearing this kit, and I'm just hearing this fat sound, and it just sounded great. And then I'm looking around, I go, I don't see microphones anywhere. I'm thinking, I got to ask him how he's tuning his kit, because the sound was incredible, right? It was pretty cool. And anyway, after he did his clinic, I went straight to the stage, because I go, Andy, your kit sounds, especially the kick, Right, I'm going. And he goes, "Oh, check this out, this new EAD 10." And I'm like, "What's this stuff?" And then Andy kind of showed me, and I was in love with it there and then.
Yeah, he did a really great show for us that night. That was one of the first public performances with the thing.
I think it was the first one in Australia with it, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. Andy obviously plays well, but we were able to just make his show for the night. Plug into the PA system in the room just using that one system, which was really quite cool.
Yeah, and what it is, obviously, I mean, you'll get into more details. You know that better than I do, but it's actually it's just a microphone. Actually, can we unscrew that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's quite easy to get to down here.
Check this out, guys. It's going to freak you out.
Forgive the rustling sound as I move it around.
Yeah, that's it.
So this is the banging into the microphone. This is the piece that sits on the kick drum here. So in the top is a little grill section. And inside here is housed 2 condenser microphones, which is quite cool.
No, we don't need to get Will.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I'm glad you're paying attention.
He's yeah. No, so in here literally is a pair of condenser mics.
Yep.
And they are set up in an XY pattern.
That's correct. Yeah.
And they capture the sound of the whole kit. So that's your drums, your snare, your cymbals, the whole lot.
And it really does pick it up.
Yeah, it picks it up really well. And then inside here, not touching the head or anything, but using vibrations through the actual contact inside.
Yeah.
It's also got a bass drum trigger built into the thing.
Actually, that surprised me because I asked you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I thought it actually had a trigger that will hit your skin.
Yeah.
But it's actually, you told me it's from the mount.
That's right. Yeah. So it's very, very low impact on your drums.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It literally just screws onto the top hoop here.
Yeah, it's just, and it's no, it doesn't damage the hoop or anything. So, which is fantastic. And man, I love it. Which is kind of cool.
And that's it set up, really.
Yeah, that's all it is, and that's what that picks up, and that picks up. Then we got the brain and the module down there, and it doesn't look that complicated either.
No, look, it's really quite an easy thing. It looks like a standard electronic drum module.
Yeah,
and it kind of is. There's 757 sounds in here already.
Oh, really?
There is.
Wow.
But you've also got an audio processor in here, like a mixer. And you've got a full effects unit in here. So we've got 9 different sorts of reverb. I think there's 21 different effects.
Yeah.
And the idea is you can take the sound of your kit, put the effects that you'd like onto that, maybe add a little bit of trigger sound, and you can save it in what we call a scene. And it's just like a preset, basically. So yeah, it's quite a total kit sound that way.
Yeah. Anthony's got a good question there.
Yeah.
For my butt kicker, which is, you're right, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's actually, you can connect your butt kicker to that, I reckon.
Yeah, you could definitely run that in because those things generally, depending on which make you've got, but generally they're just taking an audio signal.
That's right.
And because this is a microphone, you could definitely take the audio signal, run it through that, and make it feel good.
Yeah.
I've used these in some small gigs where I've used it with my side mixer, just so you can make your drums come back to your own in-ears.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be for front of house necessarily.
Have your own little reverb or anything in there.
Just makes you feel like you can hear your own kit through your headphones, so you're not disconnected from the band.
Yeah,
is that so that you feel better being a drummer?
It is. You need something.
And so
we need something.
And so we can switch off the guitar and we don't have to hear it. And Will, you got a small computer. Can you just kind of delete that, whatever's coming up? I'm glad you're paying attention, mate.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, press click. That's anyway, while Will's working that out, that's our screen there, so it's kind of cool. Now you've done it.
That's what it killed. It killed your feed.
He just killed my feed. Yeah,
no good.
Seriously. Anyway, Rory said, can we get a free one for Musicland?
Absolutely. I wish we could.
Yeah, I know.
We'll have to work on that one day.
Don't worry about Musicland, mate. Let's talk about the Muso channel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
we have live drummers in the studio.
Well,
live.
It might be a thing. It might be.
We might have to talk later.
Yep.
You know, so I've already bribed you with food and
we've got
lollies.
Food. We've got lollies.
Drinks.
Yeah, it's all happening here tonight.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Today'd be nice too, Will.
I have to restart your stupid, silly computer.
No, you don't. What are you doing?
It was the actual Chrome that died.
Just go to Chrome. No, it didn't die.
It died.
You pushed the wrong button.
I didn't touch it.
All right. You didn't touch
We're a bunch of kids.
It's all going on still.
It was him.
It is.
Oh man, I knew it was going to be funny tonight.
There's lots of clicking.
Anyway, Yeah, so the module it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, look, and one of the things I really like about it is rather than have a lot of buttons on here, they've gone with just some pots, some literally coloured LED pots, a bit more like what you'd find in a guitar amp. And that just means that at any point...
See, they wanted to copy a guitarist.
Yeah, they did. A little bit. Just a little bit, they will. It means we can drop down. If you've got too much reverb or something, you've constantly got control over it.
Yeah.
You're not trying to press up and down or something. You just got total smooth control.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, nice and easy to sort of work with that way.
Because we'll get in about 5 minutes, we'll get Will with the camera to come over and have a look.
Yeah, and we'll play with some different presets here and hopefully give you a couple of different sounds. Hopefully it'll transfer to you okay, and you can have a listen to the thing.
Hey, Will, are you able to play that that ID there on the right there, mate?
Yeah.
So I don't have to mute us.
No.
This is one of the Yamaha boys.
Oh, sounds good.
Hold on, where's the mouse?
Oh, dear.
There he is.
Found it.
Click it again, mate.
Hey, this is Dave Weckel, and you're listening to my friend Pino Bertolini here on the Muso channel. Thank you so much for supporting our music.
There you go, Mr. Dave Weckel.
Nice, mate.
Great endorsee for Yamaha.
Yeah, he's great. He was out here earlier in the year with the Mike Stern band.
That's where I got him to do that.
Yeah, that was a great show, wasn't it?
Oh,
so good.
did you get? You went? Did you go on the last?
I did. Yeah, last night. Yeah.
How come I didn't see you?
I don't know. I was sitting in the corner in the end, I think.
Oh, I was right in front.
Were you?
On the like where his drums was.
Yeah.
I was there on the left first.
I was up in the one of the sides actually, mate.
Hey,
fantastic.
How mad did he play that night?
Oh, it was unreal.
I actually went up to him. I won't say what I said, but I went up to him and I said, "Man, like, I mean, I'm a Dave Weckel fan, but that's probably the best I've ever seen him play and aggressive."
Yeah. There was something about I think
it was when I took him out for lunch the day before. He was all excited. I don't know. So,
for me, that was one of the first times I've really had an opportunity to see him play with a live band up close like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen him play some solo stuff before, and we've been out with Frank doing the Drum Scene Live tour. But it was interesting to actually get the chance to watch him with the Stern band.
Yeah.
And to see him put his technique with a real great musicality towards what was going on.
You picked the best night to see him play, because that's like I said, that's the most aggressive I've ever seen him play.
Nice.
And he was just going for it.
Right.
He was just amazing, he was awesome.
Actually, Mike's playing was incredible as well, and he's really struggling to hold the pick and
stuff.
Yeah,
with that thingy happened with his hand and so forth. But Jesus, can we tell the difference?
Yeah,
he didn't care.
Nailed it.
I must admit, I felt sorry for him when he had to kind of put the picker in position again. I'm like, oh man, but hey, still sounded great, which is kind of cool.
Fantastic.
Which is good. Yeah. Anyway, I get carried away here and there.
It's good fun.
But you're a drummer yourself, obviously, and I heard you chopping out before, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
How long have you been playing for?
You know what? I'm not quite sure. My parents have been arguing with me. I can remember it. It was when I was really young. I think I was lucky enough. I grew up in the country in Queensland, and I can't remember what year it was, but I can remember I was young enough that I was convinced that Santa Claus was going to bring me a drum kit.
Wow.
And I was very, very disappointed that he didn't bring me a drum set. And I did the thing I think a lot of kids do, where you sneak out early to try and unwrap a present. And I was convinced that he had brought me a drum, and it actually turned out to be a bucket of Lego.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was really annoyed.
You could have played the bucket.
Well, I don't remember it very clearly myself, but I have been told that I made enough pain about it that I reckon 6 months later from my birthday, I ended up with a drum kit.
That's
one
good.
of those tiny little toy ones.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
But look, I've been playing for as long as I can remember. It's the only thing in my life that I've known without having to think about, that I've loved forever. It's just
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see the passion still in you, man.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, even when I saw you at the Andy clinic, we were just.
It's just such a good thing to do.
It is, isn't
it?
Yeah.
Not these, it's not quite the same as some of the people.
No, there's guitarists that pack up, so mate, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go and oil the squeak out of my pedal.
That's because we've got a lot of gigs to go to.
Yeah, it's a microphone, mate. You don't have to scream. Who we got? We got Leon. We're back online. Thank you, Will.
Yeah, thank you for coming back.
Took you a while, but anyway, it's all good.
Restart your computer.
I can see Clayton Harvey up there. Look at that. Good day, Clayton. How's things, mate? You going all right? And Leon?
Yeah, Leon Cachayas. How you going, boys?
Yeah, doing all right.
Yeah, which is great. Claude, he goes, Pino, can I bring one of those EADs at the next gig? Hey, that'd be nice, actually. That'll work well.
Try it out.
He's actually got a nice Actually, that'll work out on a nice system. That I'll see how we go later, Claude. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll see what we can rustle up.
Yeah, no, it's great. So it's got so many. How many presets again?
So it comes with 50 presets.
Yep.
You can use them as when I've been running around talking about this thing, I call them serving suggestions, if that makes sense.
Serving suggestions.
They're basically, they put a few things together to show you what you could do.
Yeah, yeah.
But they've got space for 200 of your own sounds. So the idea is you can start with one of them, manipulate it to sound how you'd like it to.
Oh, so you can have your own presets with that.
Yeah. So you've got to. I mean, I've made 4 up for myself generally that I go and if I'm going to do a gig. I've just picked out some basic kick samples that will work if you've got a small PA, or if you're lucky enough to have a bit bigger system to play through that night.
Yeah.
One with a bit beefier bottom end.
Right.
There's a nice dancey sort of a sound that you can drop into it as well. So just a couple of basic ones is all I've run, but you've literally got space for 200 of your own sounds. Yeah, which is lots of fun. Cool. Yeah.
Well, we're going to demonstrate the sounds.
Yeah, sure.
In a minute. I'll just go. You want to have a laugh?
Yeah. What do you got?
We'll go straight to a commercial. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for
no warning.
You got this silly mouse. And hold on, I'm gonna.
No, not that one.
That's a cat.
That one.
That one.
Yeah. Drag it up. That's
Drag
it.
it up.
We'll be back right after this commercial.
DrumTalk, the drummer's headquarters. For all your drumming and percussion needs, DrumTalk is the store for you. Hundreds of drum kits on the floor and percussion gear, including huge range of electronic drums and accessories in the electronics room. Looking for that certain drum?
I will.
DrumTalk has extensive.
Okay. Did you mute the mic then?
Yes.
It didn't matter anyway because you forgot to mute the other one.
Oh, okay.
I told you we're gonna have fun tonight.
It's a new thing, right?
You know what, Will? Look, you're doing a good job and all, but
Stop crawling.
I'm not crawling. But I hopefully now.
Where did that volume come from? It's coming from the Mac over there, man.
It shouldn't be.
Oh, it sounded like it.
Okay, did it? Or push the mute mic on the thing. Sorry guys, I'm giving a tutorial on desktop. On the pad, on the keyboard.
We'll swing the camera around so you can see what's going on over here in a second.
On the Mac keyboard.
On the Mac?
There's a mute.
Yep.
Thank you.
There you go.
That might work.
There you go.
Sorry about that, Jamie.
What are we doing?
Anyway, like I was saying, Will, I hope you appreciate my job now when I'm there. There's a lot going on. Richie Jarvis is on. Hello, Richie.
Hello,
mate.
Yes.
Can't hear the ads.
Can't hear the ads.
Oh, now we
Do you know what that means? Have to do it again.
That means we're going to have to put the ad back on. But you know what that means? That means that Pino set this up to sabotage me.
He must have done.
That's what he's done.
I don't know what you've done, Will.
I have no idea.
I mean, they could obviously hear us vocally, so that's kind of working. So that was a bit weird. Anyway,
you're going to sing us a song at some point, and we'll be
fine. No more ads. We're just going to talk drums.
Deal.
Which is kind of cool. All right, where were we?
Well, look, we might have a look at some of these samples in here if you'd like to.
Let's have a look at some of these samples.
Yeah, sure. Well, look, I thought one of the most simple demos for it. Look, there's a lot of videos online for this thing, which is great. But to show off that it's doing something, most people have just turned all the effects up to 1,000 and made it sound crazy. And I think what people would probably like to hear is I'm going to turn all the reverb, all the effects, and all the triggers off. And you're literally just going to hear like a dry mic'd signal from the two mics.
Oh, right. Okay.
And then we can basically blend in some reverb and some different effects and actually show you what it's doing to that sound as well.
Actually, Will, while he plays and demonstrates, are you able to mute our two mics so then it's actually picking up the
Yes,
EA?
I can do that.
Thank you.
All right.
I have the technology.
Just don't push the number one because it mutes all of us.
That'll do the thing. So what I'm going to start with is literally just a basic sound. And as I'm playing, I'm going to add some reverb. I'm going to add a touch of compression. And then I'll bring in a triggered sound so I can actually hear the different things.
All right, let's go for it.
All right. So just the dry sound. So I'm going to add that reverb. And what we can do is just bring in what we'd like here. So I'm able to choose at the moment, this is just a plate reverb.
Yeah.
And I'll crank that up just so you can really hear it. So maybe not too much. So I've got a compressor here that we can add to that. I'm just going to add a touch of compression with my reverb. And then, how about a kick drum trigger? Something really deep.
This is what I'm excited about, guys. Oh, how fat is that?
Yeah. Now, I've also added to the kit tonight a secondary little trigger. It's one of our DT50S triggers.
Actually, can I grab that, Bob?
Yes. Yep.
Can you reach it?
I can.
Well, that's the trigger he's actually got on the snare drum, guys, which is a DT50S.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool, man. It's a metal. It's actually a metal frame, and it's all chrome.
Yeah. So look,
it looks really, really snazzy.
I want to do it for a second.
There you go.
The design's actually shaped after one of our absolute lugs, like on the kit here.
Yeah, like on the lug on the kit.
Yeah. So it's an all chrome steel jobbing. Look, triggers aren't a brand new idea, but they're just getting better and better. And one of the things I love about this is just how rugged it is. So it's like it's a serious bit of kit.
It's cool, man.
Now this is actually a dual trigger. So there's a little pad here that touches the head, and that's taking a head signal. But just like the bass drum one, there's also a rim sensor in here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So we've got two separate sounds. Now I'm going to just.
So if you hit the rim. Wow.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Check this out. So I'm going to just change my patch here. I've got this one set up when the first thing that you see when you turn this thing on is called Arena. Just to turn it on, it's just like a big reverb sound. Now that also links me with a sample here of a tambourine.
Oh, you're joking me.
So we can have as much or as little as that as we like.
Oh,
so.
Oh man, that's cool.
Which is lots of fun. I had that dancey sort of sound on a second ago.
You didn't tell me that before, man.
Check this out. So I can add a hand clap to the snare.
Cool.
So it's really, really easy to run. So trigger.
Yep. Oh man.
Reverb and effects. Just for
let's look for, for guys doing just a normal cover band, and you can sometimes they play that techno stuff.
Yep. Pretty easy, right?
It's pretty easy. You can just change it all around. Anyway, the DT50S.
Yep.
I had to look at that.
You did.
Okay, well. Hang on. Here, bring it in. You didn't get it in the camera, mate. So Will's, I don't know if you guys seen this, but Will's brought me a bowl here, and
you're dribbling, mate.
Because he thinks I'm dribbling.
Hold on a minute. Here's some tissues.
Hey, Will, is this the one you actually use for your haircuts?
Oh dear.
It looks like the same, doesn't it, Jamie?
Someone had to do it, right?
Hey guys, Jamie, thanks to Yamaha and Jamie also for bringing one of these in. Anyone who calls in with a great question, I think
the best question
at the end of the show, we'll say it because we can't.
I'm
pick
independent because I'm a guitarist.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't qualify.
Doesn't qualify. You can actually win one of these. They're worth what, $129.99?
Yeah, look, you can buy them, pick them up anywhere you like. But we're going to give this one away.
We're going to give this one away to the best caller that Will pick tonight before we finish the show. And the good news is, if you don't call in, I'm going to keep it. So don't call in. Our number is 04555. No, 0412 376 848. And keep calling in, guys. And if you've got any questions, it'd be fantastic. It'd be great. Great prize. Thank you so much.
Look, it's a pleasure to be here, mate. So this is a nice
cool.
little add-on. Yep.
I'm really impressed with that double rim thing now, which is awesome.
Something a little different, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I might show you a different sound, mate.
Yeah, let's go through another sound.
Well, look, there's some crazy stuff here, but I just thought I'd show you some of the more practical sounds.
I like the crazy stuff. No?
Well, we'll do a couple of those as well. But
yeah.
I've really enjoyed things like this is a standard 8th note delay that's set up in here. And what we can do with that is I've set up a little extra pad on my right-hand side here. Now, Yamaha's pads, in a lot of cases, are 3-zone pads.
Yep.
So I can still play this one. But I've been able to make the top rim up here a tap tempo.
Oh, so that's a separate.
Yeah, separate rim.
I'm going to show the guys that because you can't see it on this angle.
Actually, to bring the
That's
camera.
okay. It's a nice little snare drum.
Will's going to bring the camera.
He's going to bring it over?
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, you want to just get on top of the drums there?
There you go.
Will?
Beautiful.
We're trying to get on top of it.
Someone's made this.
Oh my God, he's destroyed my studio. Oh my Lord.
You don't know what's happening because you can't see us. But at the moment, there's all sorts of things going crazy over here.
That's
So there's a little module that we're talking about. So our reverb is one pot here, our effects here, and I've got that set up to be a compressor at this point. But what we might do is set that up. Here we go. This is going to be my 8th note delay. So what I was talking about with the pad behind me, you don't have to see this necessarily, but what I can do is if I play a little short sound, what I can do is make this a tap tempo. So I can just play a tempo. Can you guys hear the delay?
I can hear the delay.
So if I want a faster delay, I can just play that in.
No, I didn't get that one. Yeah.
See? So the idea of that is you could literally count someone in. 1, 2.
Nice. Ah, man.
So what I've got over here is how much of that I want to have coming back at me, so I can have it full bore.
Oh wow!
Or just have a touch of it in there so it sounds nice and full. And there's a bunch of different delays in here, which I thought were cool. Shuffly kind of ones.
Oh yeah. Now, where was that when I had to do Rosanna? Could have
That's an easy way to get there, right?
Could have cheated, huh?
Yeah, man. So look, that's just one example, but the fact that you can put some extra pads in, it's nice. So you can literally run some different sounds, whether you need an auxiliary snare drum or something. But I really love the fact that you can.
So that's all connected up to the module.
Yeah. So just one cable. These just run a standard stereo jack lead that comes with them, and you just plug it straight in if you want to, and there's a spot there waiting for it.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I use that normally on the left-hand side as an auxiliary snare drum. You know, you can pick whatever sound you want and assign it that way. And like I said, there's about, I think 757, sounds in the brain itself, and they divide into different ones. To be honest, another thing I haven't mentioned is you can actually import your own sounds in here. There's not loads of room, but you can put into 100 of your own WAV files into the thing to make your own samples and playback.
Oh wow!
So pretty cool.
That's unbelievable, man. It's like, I'm just dumbfounded. I really
it takes a little getting your head around.
Hey,
Right?
Jamie, it's the first time I've seen. It's the first time I've seen Pino with his. Awesome.
It pretty much is a bit.
Awesome.
There's just not much like it around. It's let me have some control over my own drum sound, and I think what's funny is, I mean, guitarists generally spend a lot of time trying to work out the differences between a Vox clean sound and a Fender clean sound. Whatever.
Yeah.
We normally go to a gig, and you've just got to trust that the guy in the front of house has actually made you audible at all. So this is nice to actually have some control over what you actually sound like.
Yeah, just give the line out, mate. I'll fix it out myself.
Yeah, I had a chance to try this thing before it was actually released briefly, and I had a couple of small gigs, and I remember turning up at a small venue, and I just gave the guy one jack lead and said, plug that in, see what happens. And he came back at the end of the night and said, what was that? It's like having a line out of the whole kit. So
it's fantastic.
It's a thing.
So this should be something for a sound guy's arsenal.
Yeah, in fact, I've got to say, one of the gigs I played, he said, he said, this is okay like this tonight, but what if I get a guy on the drums that isn't much of a sound guy? Could I run it round to me and use it? And technically, yeah, you can. So these are just stereo jack leads that it runs here. So you could just run some longer cables and have it beside the mixer if you wanted to run it separately. But I really enjoy having it beside the kit and actually having control myself.
I wouldn't want anyone to be playing around with my reverb.
No.
You imagine that?
No.
No. Yeah. Might as well give him the sticks.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
0412-376-848, guys. Give us a call. Any questions you want to ask Jamie about any of this gear that we're still going to be playing? We're going to still demonstrate a few different sounds.
Yeah, look, there's loads more sounds in here if you'd like to have a listen to any of those.
Yeah, definitely. And give us a call. And then at the end of the show, sorry, I'm just throwing off because I've got some reverb in my
Hey,
ears.
Rory's asking, can you send a wet and a dry signal from the module?
No, so it just sends the actual affected sound through a left and right send here. It is possible to run this out via USB as well, but generally speaking to a front of house guy, it's taking the whole mixed signal out to front of house as it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And Pino, Claude just said that if you use that at the next gig, you're going to sound heaps better.
Depends if I turn up to his next gig. And then I want to see him get a drummer for the night.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not
Hey, actually, Claude, when you do the gig next time, try and plug in this time, please. It'll be nice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Zing.
Ding.
Zing.
Oh, you got the drums. You're supposed to give me the ding, the crash.
Yes.
No, but definitely, guys, give us a call. I mean, we've got this beautiful unit that we're going to give away tonight to the end of the show, which will be fantastic.
It's worth $130.
It is worth $130. And like I said, if you don't ring and no one wins the prize, I'm keeping it.
Yeah, there's a guy here that would really like you not to ring. He's pretending that he'd like you to call.
Actually, Will.
Pino, you actually told everybody not to ring, didn't you?
No, bash yous. Hey, Will, can I have one of those magazines, please?
Oh, look at that. Not that one.
Do you want the one that's covered in plastic?
Yeah, so I don't drool over it. Also, guys, while we're at it,
While we're at it.
because we're talking about the EAD, this is the latest edition of Drum Scene magazine. So check it out if you haven't got a copy of it. Definitely get one. It's actually a great issue.
It's really good.
It's got you guys are at the AUDW, yeah?
We are. Yeah.
And you guys are going to be demonstrating all this.
That's right. So we've got a competition that we're running in the magazine, and we're also it's sort of in conjunction with the show as well. So
Yeah.
you can enter at the Drum Scene website, or you can visit us literally at the Yamaha booth at AUDW this year, and enter in person there if you'd like to. And we're going to give away one of the whole module, so the microphone system with the.
Is this going to be at the AUDW?
It is.
You're going to do the result, the draw?
Yeah. So
Oh man!
it's a good little system, so we can give one of these things to someone. Luckily,
Hey, what did that retail at?
the whole package. So the package without my little extra trigger thing down here, but the module comes with all the cables and bits you need and the microphone, and they retail for $699. So
Wow.
yeah, the whole
That's
thing.
pretty good bang for your buck for that.
It is. Look, for the same price as what you can get, like a really cheap mic pack or something. This thing's quite powerful.
That's one decent kick mic.
Yeah.
Hey, how fat does that sound, Will?
That sounds massive.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
and I love the reverb because it just reminds me.
I
of Keith,
hate these shows.
it reminds me of the
Makes
Keith
me spend money.
the Keith Carlock thing, that Keith
Yeah.
Carlock sound,
Yeah.
which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's got a nice vibe to it. So look,
Makes you spend money, Will. What, are you going to buy me one?
you might do.
Hey, you've got my XR18 digital desk.
You might as well buy me one of these, mate.
Here I am using my desk, and I don't even know how to use it because I just.
Hey, did
bought
you
it
see
and
that?
brought it here.
I
Actually, it's true, guys. We got. I'm using Will's XR18,
Wow.
and he goes, "Pen, how do I put names on there? And how do you do that? Where do you move to?"
It's mine, and I don't even know how to use it
I
yet
gotta
because I
touch-
haven't touched it.
No good.
It's not good, is it?
No good.
But definitely, you can win an EAD 10 on Drum Scene magazine and the Yamaha store at
You
the
got it.
AUDW, which is going to be on the 25th, 26th of
You got it. So it's coming up real quick.
real quick,
Man.
real quick.
A lot of work to do between now and then, but it should be fun. We've got
Actually,
a lot of stuff
Yamaha,
going on.
you guys don't muck around with the X-Bay side of things. That room is just huge.
Yeah, look, if you haven't been before, we've got our own little place in the back of the Durban Arts Centre there, the
Yeah.
Grevilla room. We've been out there for many years.
Oh, we got a caller.
Bit of calling happening.
That's it, Will. Hello, Drum Talk.
Pino, Claude.
Hello, Claude.
It's your guitarist come drummer.
How you doing, mate?
Good, mate.
Are you ringing up to win the prize for me?
Oh, look, I can do that for you. But
No,
I'm
it's all good.
actually generally interested in
Yeah.
that microphone.
Yeah.
picks up all the whole kit. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's right.
It's amazing, Claude.
So how do you control if you need, for example, the toms to be louder or the bass drum to be louder or quieter?
Yeah, well, look, there's the idea of it is to capture the whole kit as one piece to start with. So you have less flexibility than what you would if you had a close mic'd mic rig. However, what I've been doing is using the kick drum trigger and the snare drum trigger. That's generally speaking where you need to be able to push up and push down a little bit more. And I use the trigger to reinforce that, to push it up or down a little bit if I need a bit more or a bit less. One of the first gigs I did with this, it was quite a sort of acoustic sort of a set. And we went from sticks to brushes at one point. What I needed to do was set up a second scene, we call them, just a preset type package, just with a bit boosted signal in that second brush type sound. There's a little button on the top here that actually lets me control the gain on the microphone and the gain on the kick trigger separately. And that was just how I was able to set up one of those different scenes, basically. So you can boost the triggered signal on the kick drum if you really want that to push through, or you can drop the triggered sounds down and push the microphone up a little bit. But yeah, the idea from this originally is just to capture the whole thing with a simple sort of rig. So at those gigs where you might have just had a bass drum mic, if you're lucky, that's where this thing comes in. It's not meant to try and completely replace a really close mic rig. One other point was we recorded a little short video. We released our Rydeen acoustic drums probably more than just a year ago. And I worked with one of our artists, a guy called Darren from up in Brizzy, and we did a little video for it. And I took the line out of this alongside the close mics that we put on the kit for that night. So we just took all the effects and all the stuff off and just used a dry signal out of it. Because it's sitting on the player's side of the kick drum over here, you know, drums can sound different on this side of the kit than what they do out there. It was really nice to be able to add this as like a room mic sound to that overall recording. It really added a lot of body and warmth and a really nice stereo.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see
so
that.
It's something you could add maybe to a closer stereo mic. To a close mic rig.
Hey, Claude.
Yeah.
You know, no lie or anything. Tony on his kit for your gig, this would be perfect.
Well, this is why I'm asking these questions, because I think it would sound absolutely awesome.
Especially with that Bose system you've got.
Well, look, I'll give you a couple of things though, right? So you guys are more advanced users of audio gear. If someone's not an advanced user of audio gear, they might not realize that microphones are very easy to make feedback. And this is a live microphone that sits on the front of the kick drum down here. So if you've got a lot of really loud guitar amps and stuff facing straight in that is going to go in this microphone. The same as if you had an acoustic vocal mic or something like that was shooting in it. So you just have to be aware of it and treat it like a microphone.
Yeah, their system is they're actually going out through the PA.
Sure.
There's no that's what I'm saying. It's perfect for that.
Okay, so they've got
a
fairly quiet stage sound. Okay, well, that makes it a really, really easy job then.
It was a quiet stage. It was quiet stage until I was playing with you Saturday night.
That's right. Normally it's really quiet on stage until last Saturday night.
Yeah.
No, it was good.
Lorena tell me to turn down.
That's right. Is that is that a stereo output on that, or is it just mono?
It is. No, it's a stereo output on it. We're just running mono tonight, but I've run it with stereo before just to get some extra length. I usually carry a DI with it and just run it a couple of Canon leads to the front of house. But literally it's just a stereo jack out. You can run just one guitar lead and plug it into a system. Which is good.
Yeah, well, not only that, you know how you got different sounds and different songs, Claude.
Yeah.
Well, Tony could tap into those sounds on there and have that techno sound or whatever sound he wants to get. But overall, it's fantastic.
The beauty of it
be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. I'm really impressed with this thing. I want one.
The beauty of it as well, Claude, is that it frees up a whole stack of channels on your PA.
100%.
Instead of having all of those overheads and snare and kick and toms, and you free up the desk so much.
Yeah,
100%.
Yep.
Will
I'm very excited about it.
It's pretty good.
I'll have to get Tony onto it, Pete.
Yeah, have a bit of listen.
Actually, you're going to get Tony to put in the competitions and win one.
Speaking of that, Jamie, where can you buy them?
Look, there's pretty much every major drum shop around Australia is currently selling these things, from Artie's up in Townsville, all the way down here to GH Music, DrumTalk, all the guys down around here locally. In Sydney, all the guys down there will have them. You've got all the guys, even like the drum shop in Newcastle will have them over at Mega Music. Everyone's got these things these days around the country. So it's really quite an easy thing to put your hands on. If you get an opportunity, a lot of the shops these days are starting to set these up in the shop so you can actually put a set of headphones and try it. And that's honestly where you'll find out if you like it. But yeah, it is, really is.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
With a set of in-ears, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I've just thought of something. That secondary pad that you've got as your snare at the moment.
Yep.
Does that have to be powered, or is that powered off the?
It comes out of the unit itself, so it doesn't take any extra
it's
power.
It's just a trigger pad. It's just a trigger.
Okay. So it's literally looks just like a kind of a snare, runs in a snare stand, but it's just taking a very small line level, like a guitar signal, straight through to the module, and it's amplifying.
And how many of those can you put onto the actual unit?
In the back of the module here, we've actually got 3 empty sockets. Now, you can split those and have stereo cabling to run.
You can have left and right, like one pad left, one pad right.
All that kind of stuff. But look, I think the easiest way to run it is just an extra 3. So I've got a snare drum trigger here and 1 extra pad, and that leaves me with 1 extra empty socket in the back of the module.
So, so technically, you could actually put 4 pads on that, because you can go left 1 pad, right another pad, left another pad. So you can actually put 4 pads on there if you want to get technical about it.
Yeah, you could do more. Right? So it's just that to keep it nice and simple, depending on what you want to do with it, of course. But a nice, really simple rig with the trigger here, the trigger on the kick drum, and then that extra pad's been really good for a lot of the small stuff.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be awesome for tone. I really would. I'd really like to see if we can get a hold of one, Pete.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yeah, he's keen.
Let me know.
He's keen.
I'll see if I can.
I'm very keen on that, and I'm not even a bloody drummer.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll see if I can borrow one for that next gig.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, I can see what you're sort of getting at. It does make getting a decent drum sound in a smaller gig an achievable thing without having to go through a lot of pain.
Actually, it'd be good for the next gig, because I'm actually using the small kit with the 18-inch bass drum.
I've got to say, that gig I was talking about before with the brushes.
Yeah.
That was where I took out a little 18, and that's where it was loads of fun, because
that's
you can just pick out a kick drum sample. Would you mind if I just want to play a couple of samples to you now? Would that blow up? Is that all right, Will? Not hurt anybody's feelings? Go. Right, I just want to show you something. So I'm going to go back to the very start here. There's a big sample. If I turn that up, can you guys hear that?
Can you hear the difference, Claude?
So I'm going to turn it off.
Very hard on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone it will be.
I'll bring in the sample. You might not hear this straight away. Now, that's a really big rock bass drum sound. What I'm able to do, though, if I ignore that for a second, there's one button here that lines up with the screen. It just says trigger. And that's where I can actually, I don't have to play. Excuse me. I'm going to turn the sticks off for a second. You can actually audition samples without playing. So if you want to just check a sound out, I can press this button here.
All right.
And I can then listen.
Oh, wow.
To a bunch of samples. Now, there's a heap of these here. There might be 100 or whatever samples, and you can adjust all the different pitches and change all the stuff you might want to with them. I just want to show you something.
Can you actually run 2 samples together so you can mold a couple of them?
Yeah, you can do a lot of that stuff with this. Now, what I wanted to show you, though, is interestingly, there's a thing right at the end of the list of bass drums here. Here we are. They're called kick assists. So rather than be full samples of bass drum sounds, they're elements of a nice bass drum sound that you might be missing. So in this case, you're going to run your little 18-inch bass drum down here, right?
Yeah.
You might be missing just a little bit of low end in the PA system to what you might do if you had a larger style kick drum, right? So what we can do with this kick assist, have a listen to these samples. They're not supposed to be full samples. They're meant to just be added to your sound.
It's called a kick assist. That's why it's assisting the kick.
So here's a couple of examples. So it's got that front head resonance.
Yeah, it's got that.
With a bit more attack.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
Now that's an interesting sound, right? So if I take something like that, which is really just low end sound.
Yeah, but that when you put it together.
And you can blend that against.
Oh, look at that.
So from the no bottom end and bring the bottom end back in.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds through my cans, because I get the cans, I get the mix of that in the desk before it hits Facebook, right? And through my cans, I have to admit that sounded freaking awesome, right?
Now, the guys in Facebook, I apologise if you can't hear it, but I tell you what,
it's going to crunch a little bit.
Massively awesome.
Actually, we still got Claude on the phone, I think.
Yeah, you have.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Claude.
No, I can actually hear it through
Good,
the phone.
good. I hope so.
You know what else it does, and Tony sort of brings this up all the time, is when you don't have to hit hard or kick the bass drum hard.
Yeah.
He actually walks away from the gig at the end of the night a lot more refreshed. So having something like that you can adjust to the nth degree.
Yeah.
You're not working.
No.
When I say you're not working, you're not really working hard.
That's right.
To get the sound that you want.
Well, see, someone like me, Claude, like, you know how I use the in-ears?
Yep.
Right, I use the in-ears. Now, if I had the EAD, right, and I had that drum just there in there, my ear, mate, it would have sounded perfect.
Look, I think with any instrument, if you can hear yourself the way you'd like to hear yourself,
yeah, of course,
you just play better.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It just makes you, if you're not stressed about it. And drums, honestly, is one of the harder ones for this, because with the world's most beautiful drum set, acoustically in the wrong room or however it sounds, it can be quite flat and dry, and it's just nice to have that little bit of ambient sound with it. Yeah.
Oh, Claude, is that it?
That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for ringing. Yes.
Thank you, mate.
Great show, by the way, guys.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
See ya.
See you, Claude.
Bye.
Also, while we're talking about that, I'm actually looking at something. Has Yamaha gone back to the single brace?
We've got quite a lot. We've got a lot of double brace stuff, but we've always kept the 700 series single brace stuff in production. And
I was going to say, is that with this kit or no?
I usually package. I usually package it with that stuff. It's an optional thing that you can pick and choose some different hardware with the different kits that you play with.
Because I noticed everyone's coming back with the single brace. I understand, mate, because my back's broken from lifting. Yeah, I've noticed the cymbals have come back. The cymbal stands. Remember the triangle from the flat ones?
Yeah, a lot of flat bass stuff's come back into fashion.
That 70s thing's just coming back.
Yeah, there's some beautiful stuff from a lot of different companies. Interestingly, I know we hadn't discussed this yet, but we're about to have the very first shipment arrive in Australia of a thing called Crosstown Hardware. Did you see that yet?
No.
Right. So this may be of interest to a lot of people that are working.
Oh, man, I was at the NAMM show and I missed it.
Yeah, look, it's literally just coming out right now. So Crosstown Hardware is a little different. It's not flat-based. And the reason for that is there is a lot of flat-based stuff on the market at this point. There's some advantages to that as far as weight goes, but there are some disadvantages too. One of the traditional reasons that flat-bass became less popular originally was that it can be a little less stable sometimes, right? It's a little bit smaller footprint, and you're not necessarily able to overlap stands as easily. Yeah. It's still great stuff, but it's just not necessarily going to do every job. The new stuff that we've got coming out is a different angle on lightweight hardware. It's completely made of aluminium, except for some of the major fittings. Yep. And essentially, we're going to have a hardware package that comes in a nice padded gig bag. 2 cymbal stands, snare drum stand, and hi-hat stand, including the bag, weighs less than 8 kilos.
I was going to say, what's it weigh?
Yeah, so it's 7.8 kilos for the whole thing.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
You can buy individual pieces of each of the things if you'd like to just implement a little bit of that stuff, but it's ultra lightweight and ultra durable.
You know what? About bloody time.
I agree.
Jamie,
everyone's been saying the same thing to me for a couple of weeks. I've had so many phone calls.
So Jamie, with those stands on the engineering side of things, with the threads and stuff, what the thread area is that?
They've got a crossover.
Stainless?
No, they've actually got they've got traditional cast parts intermingled with the major elements of the stands are generally aluminium.
Yeah.
I actually haven't touched it myself yet. So before I tell you all about it in person, I've got to wait probably another couple of weeks before it's all here. But I've been doing a lot of research. There's some really great pictures and video reviews online at the moment.
We got you back in the show in 3 weeks.
Let's do it. I'd love to bring it and show you. It's honestly, it's one of the most exciting things for me. I know drum hardware is kind of boring unless you're but the idea of having something light to carry is really exciting.
About time.
Have you got prices on that sort of stuff yet?
Yeah, so the whole package with the including the bag, I think retail is going to be $6.99.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm
cost
thinking
me more in chiropractic.
Well, I'm thinking for even just as a rehearsal rig, though.
Hey, you know what? True story. You see my little rig here, right? Yes. Yeah, a lot of the reason why I built this originally is so people come to me when we rehearse. I don't have to take the drums out.
I know what you mean.
That's why I did. That's what I thought. hey, I've got a studio. That's why I got the PA or anything. I don't have to pack up
You don't have to
because
do
I
the
can't
thing.
do I can't do the rehearsal.
It's a bit
thing.
annoying, isn't it?
Then why do you still whinge?
Sorry.
I think he's being unkind.
Hey, I
He's
whinge.
always whinging when I'm here.
That's what happens. Yeah.
I'm whinging live. You whinge off air. That's the problem. And tomorrow's going to call me. He's been eating all my lollies too.
Yeah,
He's supposed to bring me lollies today.
they're pretty good. Though.
Actually, you might
Oh.
have to pass that over.
I'll have
Would
some,
you like a lolly?
I'll have some
I love a
lollies.
lolly.
We've got the Muso channel lolly jar. here.
041237. Will's not allowed to have
Give us a
him.
call while you eat a jelly baby.
0412376848. Give us a call.
You've
Ask
actually
the
got those
questions.
bullets in there. They taste awesome.
That's what
those
I'm having, mate, a
licorice.
bullet.
They're great.
We're dividing the country on lolly flavors. At the moment.
You know,
Yeah.
go look after our guest.
Yeah.
I just say the number 0412376848. What's the number, Will?
What you just said.
Will can never remember my phone number.
That's no good.
I have to write it up on the board.
We'll have
for
to get
him.
it stuck on the wall here on the air conditioner.
He's looking it up on his phone now. Look at him. He's trying to find it.
Yeah.
No, but any questions you want to ask Jamie and Stowe? Actually, talk about. Did
Yeah.
you learn off anyone drums?
Look, I did that.
I know it's all Yamaha and EAD.
No,
you
look,
know.
but my own stuff was interesting. There's a couple of guys. I don't know if anyone's watching from up that way, but from Rockhampton days, there was a guy called Laurie Webb, and Laurie sadly no longer with us. But Laurie used to do the Education Queensland run of schools,
Right.
and when I was old enough, I got a few lessons with group lessons through the school up there, and
Wow.
and afterwards, I used to go to his house for private lessons, as a couple of us used to do for
Yep.
a few kit lessons. But my beginning.
You're
and
from Brisbane, are you?
actually north of there,
North of Brisbane.
a little place called Rockhampton.
I know Rockhampton.
Do you?
I used to live in the Gold Coast.
Well, see, Queensland's obviously a little
Back
bit
in
hotter
the
than
days.
Melbourne, but Rocky did all right, and we had some really good lessons up there in a nice little community. The only downside was our lessons at school were only rubber practice pad and nothing else. It did mean that you got a lot of hand work out. We used to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
concentrate on reading and rudiments and stuff, which
That's
was
a good
really
thing.
great. Yeah. But afterwards, it was honestly things like reading your drum scene or your modern drummer magazines and just trying to keep up with videos. But back when videos used to be $90 to save up and buy one of the Hudson Music videos or
Damn.
something, to watch one of your favorite guys.
Yeah, just quickly. Sorry,
Yeah.
Mark Murphy. Can we get a camera shot on those stands? Actually, Mark, we haven't got the stands in. We were just talking about them. So
yeah, we'll have to bring them back another
actually,
night.
you know
Mark.
what?
Yeah.
Actually, when you do get them, give me a call and come in. Mate, we'll bring the stands in. We'll have a talk about them.
Yeah.
Not a problem. It'd be great.
It's a different sort of thing.
That's
so
great.
yeah.
It's great.
they're called Crosstown. If you want to have a look on.
No,
the
don't look
website.
on. Don't look
No,
online.
see
Don't
the
look
first
online.
one, Drum Talk.
on the Muso channel, Drum Talk, mate. That's where you're going to get the
I see. I
exclusive.
see. I like it.
Cutting
I
edge,
like it.
cutting
Yeah.
edge.
Bang.
That's
Yeah.
where we are. We're
Yeah.
all cutting edge
That's
here.
all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
The Muso channel.
Yeah, Rory goes, I need a forklift to carry my hard case. Well, no,
Yeah,
it's
I
true,
know you
mate.
have it feels. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a deal for us.
Yeah, oh, actually, up in Brisbane, I mean, you remember Drumworks?
Yes. Yeah. Real well. Yeah.
Colin Barnes?
Yeah.
Was it Colin
Oh,
Barnes?
there was the Gold Coast one as well. But there was such
Yeah.
a strong community up there. for
Actually,
drums.
Colin Barnes was the Gold Coast one,
Yeah.
Drumworks, yeah.
Yep. Called
Yeah.
Billy's Drum Warehouse.
Yeah, because Collins used to look after me when I was up there.
Yeah.
Grant Collins up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got another caller. Awesome.
It's a great song.
Yeah, don't you? Hello, Drum Talk.
G'day, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking to?
John O. McCurdy.
Hello, Jono. How are you, mate?
Okay, John.
Good, thank you.
That's good. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
What can we do for you?
I just wanted to ask the guys
Yeah.
how they would compare them to, say, a Roland TD15 KV or something like that. And
Yep.
also, do you have to have, can you put like practice pads on and still trigger the sounds?
Look, a little bit, right? So I'll start. You've got two questions there. I'll start with the first one. So, probably the biggest difference between this and one of the Roland TD15s, etc., all the different modules out there, what they'd be more equivalent to is one of our DTX regular electric kits, I'll say. So this has part of that built into it, but this is more so designed just for the acoustic kit. There are other dedicated hybrid modules, I'll say, on the market, but what they are is normally just the trigger settings. So
Okay.
this is the first time I've seen anyone do this with
A microphone on top.
Microphones and triggers combined that pick up the whole kit.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen anything like this.
So you basically got electronic and acoustic at the same time.
Yeah. So the biggest difference here is that you're literally picking up microphones. So you can play with your hands, and you can hear. It's not triggering all those things. It's just the microphone that you're picking up all those bits. So that's the biggest difference here. So to be honest, it took me a little bit of understanding to get my head around what we're actually dealing with here. And to be honest, my biggest change in thinking has been to realize that more than anything else, this is a microphone system.
It's more of a microphone.
Yeah, it's more of a microphone than it is anything else. It's got a really powerful trigger component to it, but to think of it more like a mic system is probably more accurate.
Yeah.
And it puts you in a better place to understand. So the extra pads and things are cool, and it's a nice thing to be able to do. Because it's a microphone system, if you do put, say, mesh drum heads, like the Silent Stroke Remos or something on, it will pick stuff up, but because it's a microphone sound, you'd be more reliant on the triggers that
unless
way.
you put the DT50S trigger on it, then you can work it.
Yeah, so you can put triggers necessarily on the mesh heads and things. In that case, though, look, we sell a thing called a DTX 502. It's basically an electronic module that retails for less than $430. Now it's got 1,000 different sounds in the thing, more than that. I can't quite remember, but it's got loads of sounds in it. And that works really well with these, and you end up with a lot more trigger input. So if you wanted to put a trigger on every drum on your kit, put mesh heads on it, and maybe run low volume cymbals or something, that would be a really good system for that. In fact, I've set one up with mesh heads, and I'm using the actual rubber cymbal pads off my electric kit on the stands, and in a set of headphones, it actually plays a lot like an acoustic drum kit would. So the triggers are good enough to actually work with the mesh.
What unit is that?
It's called a DTX 502.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, they're really quite cool little unit.
Is that what you're looking for, Jono?
Yeah, no, I was just seeing the difference because I've got a Roland 2D KV15.
Yep.
Okay.
And I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
the acoustic kit as well.
Loads of fun. Yeah. So this is kind of a way to bring that to the acoustic kit as well. So it's a bit of a crossover thing. This is probably more something that's the idea of this is to go onto your acoustic kit primarily. In fact, I've got to be honest. One of the things that we haven't really gotten into, really, the original design for this was more about self-practice originally. So if you've got a space like you're lucky enough to have here where you can play an acoustic drum set, this is beautiful for just putting a set of headphones on and actually being able to hear yourself play your acoustic kit with all the different reverbs and things to make it sound nice. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine one of these at Musicland, Jono?
Yeah, I can actually. It'd be good.
Yeah.
It'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And get the sound out of the foldback, it'd be great.
John, forgive me. What was your second question you had for me? I can't quite remember what you said before.
I can't remember what it was either.
It'll come to you. You'll have to send us a text or something if you forget. But look, essentially, so this is a little bit different. It's a little bit of a different concept, and I guess to think about it as a miking system is probably my biggest message there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the other question was, can you put like practice pads on it and still trigger the?
Oh yeah. So we kind of we did probably just cover that with those mesh heads, and it's a similar sort of option.
Heads,
so if you use those silent stroke mesh heads, they work well. Or you can use, I mean, a lot of companies these days have those rubber silencer type pads that you can put on top. You will pick up a sound, but you're kind of missing the most enjoyable part of this, which is playing the acoustic kit. So if you're going to go just for pure triggers, I'd reckon you could do just some triggers in one of those 502 modules and have just as much fun.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. I hope that's a help, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thanks for your help.
Thanks, Jono. Appreciate the call, mate.
Thanks, Pino.
Okay, mate. Take care.
Bye-bye.
There you go.
Just on that, what I might tell you, one of the things this is probably really good for that we haven't talked about, and again, one of the primary things that they were trying to achieve when they built this was actually a simple way to record drums. I just want to show you something. So if I pick a sound here, so you know a bass drum sound we had before?
Yeah.
There he is. Let's pick a sound here. I'm going to put a reverb on. Let's make it a really interesting one. I'm going to put let's pick a hall reverb.
Whilst you're doing that, Jamie,
Yes.
Mark Furphy's just asked, he wants to see where it sits on the actual kick.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring the camera over there
Yeah,
and show everybody.
Yeah, you can do that.
Actually, we'll bring it over this side, and I'll move the right. Ah, man, that sounds hot.
So literally, we've got a little screw on the top here, little thumb screw.
And that's it.
Slides forward.
Actually, just yeah, that's it. Beautiful.
So you can just see through them. I'm not sure how that'll look on the screens. but
It looks good up there.
There you go. So you've got this little mesh section at the top that you can actually see the microphones through.
So that's where the microphone goes through. Beautiful.
And literally, all we need to do is just slide it on.
That's it.
Done.
Mate, that's how. Oh,
Which is pretty good, right?
I'm always tempted to go, get off the kit. I want to have a shot.
You have to have a go before you.
I have played after when we off air.
Well, I'll show you this. So on this side of the module over here, we've got a thing that basically just says recorder. So if I hit the recorder, it says switching the driver. So it records internally, or I've got a couple of other options. So if I want to play something, I'm just going to hit record here.
Yep.
Stop. And now, straight back.
You're going to get me excited. Yeah.
So if you're just having a play with your headphones on, you know, sometimes you just try and explore different ideas on the kit.
Yeah.
If you stumble across something and go, man, that was cool, you can just hit record on the side here. Now, that's with nothing plugged into it.
Yep.
And with nothing plugged into it, you've got about 1 minute and 30 of space at a time. The beautiful thing, though, is if you've got a USB stick, just a thumb drive, you plug it in the back here.
It goes
and
straight
you can,
to that.
Yeah, and you can have 30 minutes at a time recording.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you're a drum teacher, that's where I think that gets really interesting because you can literally give a student instantly some feedback on their playing and they can hear it.
Not
back
only
with
that,
some
you can actually
samples.
quickly record something and say, right, this is what it is, and go home and practice.
Exactly.
Now, here's a question for that. Would that have like a looping system?
Not internally, no.
No.
But you can use it with a looping system if you'd like to do that.
Right.
Which is interesting because you are picking up the whole kit.
Yeah.
So
Can you imagine? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
you had Tom that came through.
my family will never see me out of this room again. They'll pass my dinners under the table.
You could just play
under
over the top
door.
of it, right?
Yeah.
Interesting though, it's because I've recorded that like that.
Or you can play on top of that, couldn't you? True. Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. You can mix the two together.
It's endless, isn't it?
Yeah. Then one more little trick. I've got a USB lead plugged in the back here.
Yeah. Oh, is that connected?
Yeah. So there's a couple of options here.
Wanted
So
to talk about
if I run this straight into your computer over here,
Yeah.
you can record audio plus a MIDI out of these two straight out of the USB stick. So if you had Cubase or something and you want to do a recording, you can just literally plug that straight in, and you can record directly to your computer straight through that USB stick.
Okay.
Lead, I should
Yeah,
say.
the lead. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Straight
then
in.
you can use the MIDI to control your triggers on.
That's right. So if you've got the MIDI out from as many triggers as you've got on the kit, and then you can literally then, if you want to do some sample addition from the computer side of things, you can then do that too.
And speaking of triggers, Rory's just asked, can you use the other branded triggers with the unit?
Yeah, well, I think you can.
No, you can't. Just Yamaha.
No, you
That's
can't.
it.
It's
Just
got to be
Yamaha.
Yamaha,
It's gotta
Rory.
be
Only Yamaha.
That's it. What a stupid question that is.
No, look,
They play left-handed.
there's a whole bunch of different stuff out there. I
You
know
can
over the
use
years
other
I've used.
triggers, but I've known they actually cut out and they don't work really well.
I didn't ask him to
But
say that already.
the DT50S,
Look at him
spot
go.
on, mate.
He's got a new job this morning.
It's
Yeah.
spot on, so which is kind of
Oh,
cool.
my goodness.
And Mark Murphy says, thanks for. Hopefully that helped you and answer your question. Actually, talking about Mark Murphy, Murphy, I'm gonna be talking to you soon, buddy.
Sounds good.
So it should be great.
Yep.
He's got a few books out and so forth.
I think I've drunk his beer.
You drank his beer. Oh, Murphy, Rory. That's
There you go.
That's Rory's favorite beer.
It has to be, right?
Actually, I never tasted that beer until Rory brought me at least Rory brings me something when he comes to the studio, Will.
Yeah. He's got a
but,
thing going on.
Yeah, he brought me a Furby.
I bring myself.
That's a nice drop.
Yeah.
There.
Hey, look, while I'm playing with this thing,
Yeah. Now you've got
Oh,
this
yeah.
app thing going.
yeah, I've got one other little toy here. So I brought my iPad in. We've got a thing, and I don't expect you necessarily be able to see this up close, but there's literally an app called Reckon Share. It's a free app for iOS at this stage, so your iPhone or your iPad, and I'm sure they're working on an Android version of this for down the road. But this is a really, really interesting thing.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm just going to pop this on my rack, Tom, for a second. Hopefully. There we are.
Now we got that. That's plugged into module, isn't it?
It is. So I've literally got that plugged in via a cable here that you can't necessarily see easily,
yeah.
but it's literally just the USB camera kit to lightning adapter and a standard USB cable.
Okay.
And you pop that in the back here.
Right.
The app then talks to the module and it lets you do some fun stuff. So one of the most enjoyable things I reckon about playing drums is playing along with a song. This makes playing along with a song a lot more fun. So what it lets me do is go to any songs that are in my iTunes library, or if you like, you can drop your own songs in here. We were talking earlier about it. I've dropped in some stuff from some of the books I learned out of rhythm section drumming and a few things. So I've put those songs into the actual module itself. But I'm literally able to go in here and pick a song out of my iTunes library or local songs. So that's things that I've dropped in here. So if I want to play, how about I Shot the Sheriff? I did that before. May as well mention that again. So I'm going to hit play here.
Hang on. Sorry. Can I? Is that the original track?
Yeah. This is just the original track.
All right. We'll probably do 5 seconds of it.
5 seconds of it.
So
only reason being is we're going to get copyright.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, do we?
Actually, you know what? A rhythm section drumming one is fine, but
we might look at a few of those in a second too.
Yeah.
What it lets me actually do though is be able to play along with those songs.
Copyright.
Yeah,
I
boom,
hate
boom.
Copyright.
It's
No,
what
actually,
keeps you going.
Facebook throws us off.
Oh,
yeah, automatically.
interesting.
Yeah.
Play it so you can kick him off.
I could have some fun with you. Yeah. No, literally, we'll sync a click track along with the song I want to play, and through the headphones, you've got a control here on the top of the module that lets me listen to the song. Do you know if you just normally what we have to do is you pop your headphones on, you turn them up loud enough to hear it, and you play along, but you kind of feel disconnected.
Yes.
This way you can actually bring the drum sounds from the module against it and actually feel like you're playing along with the track itself. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That also lets me then record the video if I want to. I can hit record and I can record video from my phone or my iPad.
Yeah.
I can record the audio output from the device.
Yeah.
And I can then mix my own songs.
And it actually mixes it all together and lines it all up.
Yeah. So again, without going too hard on it, this is a video that I did in the office that I've been playing with here. Well, hopefully it's not too loud. I'll turn it off so it's not going through the system. And that's just me playing. I've turned off that backing track so we don't get in trouble with the front of the guys. Yeah. But it literally lets you record the audio and the video of your playing, and you can sync and edit your own volume along with that track. Interesting way to go. But that means
using a double kick there.
Well, I've got a second one set up with a second EAD in the office.
Oh man, that looks pretty cool. Is that a 20?
That's a little 20. Yeah.
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So lots of fun. That app's free. So if you want to have a look at that, it's called Rec and Share. So
Rec and Share.
Yeah, available in the Apple iTunes store.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you spell that?
REC, and it's literally N, Share.
So it's REC and then N share.
That's it.
Rec and Share.
Yeah.
Rec and Share.
I'm glad we did that because a lot of people probably would have typed in REACKO.
Yeah, I know. Reckon. Yeah.
Reckon. What do you reckon?
Yeah. So look, it's a really interesting little way to be able to record stuff. I've done. You can just record audio from that and share it with each other as well. So there's a guy that I sometimes get a chance to jam along with at the office, and he'd written a guitar part. I was able to play a drum part and then just flick it back to him, so he had it.
That's all you guys do at Yamaha is jam along in the office.
You know, it's a terrible thing, but
I was
someone's got
there
to do
not
it.
long ago, and all you guys were doing was jamming. I was
terrible,
trying out new equipment.
It's terrible.
They're
terrible job.
They're trying to get new equipment, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. See, he knows exactly, like Tom, when we had Tom from Yamaha.
Tom's awesome.
Yeah, he does his thing, right?
He knew all his parts, you know,
Yeah.
and Yamaha did all their homework.
It's not such a bad thing. It's essentially just a regular office job, as people would know, but we do have a lot of nice instruments kicking around.
Nice lot of perks.
You know, it's
lot
not
of
so bad.
perks.
And do they let you use the stuff for live gigs and all that?
If we've got to do, you know, you might need to do that sometimes.
Well, research.
You might need to do that.
It's research, isn't it?
It is
You've got to
research.
see how it works out there.
Exactly right, mate.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I want his job now. Seriously.
Yeah, look, I'm not too disappointed myself.
No, and which is great because you're definitely really passionate about the drums and and that helps a lot. And obviously, Yamaha's doing something right because you guys are very happy. Because Tom was pretty happy when he was in here too.
Yeah, no, we're having a good time.
I mean, being a guitarist, you know, I was surprised he was very happy actually because they're usually miserable, you know.
Yeah, and especially, and he's English and all.
I know. And he spoke. I mean, that's why we couldn't understand him for a little bit. I don't know what happened there, but
takes a little time.
So yeah, it's Will, you're quiet. What's I can see him shaking and Will, hello. He's giving me the silent treatment. Oh, how nice is that, isn't it?
That's what he does.
Yeah. But let's quickly go. So what other sounds can we get out of that?
Great. Look, I'll show you a couple of different presets. So how about something a little bit crazier? Look at that. We've got a little. Someone's watching me.
We're going to use him from now on, are we?
I reckon he's our mascot.
Yeah.
He's our mascot.
He's the Muso Channel mascot.
What are we going to call him?
Hey, everybody, should we have this Froggy as our Muso Channel mascot who interferes from time to time?
My
on the
daughter brought
screen?
me that for my Father's Day when she was in primary school.
I reckon that is absolutely awesome.
I reckon he could be part of the family, huh?
Yeah.
Actually, Pino.
What should we call him?
Pino, there's a bit of a resemblance between
Oh, there
you
is.
and him.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He just needs a hat, mate. He needs a DrumTalk hat. Oh, sweet. Well, look, here's a bit of a weird one, right? This is Dynaphaser. So this is literally putting a phaser across the whole kit. So I was going to turn the snare wires off for this one.
Yeah, okay. Oh, man, that was pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Crazy sort of sound, but who knows? That might be your thing.
I mean, you blew my eardrum out.
That's
you
what,
know.
that's what we do.
Well, where's the volume?
I actually pulled the volume down on that one. I
Yeah,
wasn't on that
How
one.
about something a little bit softer? I'll pull this volume down too. This is reverse gate.
Oh, reverse. Nice. Quick question there, we got.
Yeah.
Oh, George Rahodos. Hi, Pino. Just got home and able to listen. How are you, George? I don't know if you met George Rahodos. He's
I haven't yet.
from Musicland.
Nice.
Yeah, nice drummer.
Great.
And he's the one who wants one of these for free from Musicland. I said it. I put it out there, George. No, it's great. Saw George last night. Where are we now? Claude has actually asked another good question.
What have we got there?
Not sure if this has been asked, but can he control the scenes by MIDI files?
You know what? That is something I've never tried. I've been using the pad here to go up and down through my preset scenes, but I've never tried to actually run it remotely. The USB may be able to do that, but I would need to actually check and see if it's capable of doing it from MIDI file. I haven't seen it done yet.
Through USB.
Yeah.
I actually could.
It might be able to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, let me have a look into that, and I'll definitely let you know about that too. Yeah, it's one of those things that what's happened so far for me, the more I've learned about this thing, I've gone to the device and worked out, can it do it? And pretty much everything I've asked it to do so far is yes, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, 0412 376 848. Like to hear some more questions. I'm just trying to see what Will's doing there.
Yeah. He's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing. I'll leave it with Will. 0412 376 848. Give us a call. Any questions? And you can win yourself one of these Yamaha DT 50S.
You got it.
I've got a bad memory, mate.
I know. Look, there's so many different model numbers.
It's
in
the
this as
age,
well.
you know.
Yeah.
It's this and that. And no, it's the age for me, mate. Believe me. You're not there yet, mate.
Not
believe
quite.
me.
I'm on my way. I'm very much on my way.
No, you're still there. You know, instead of we should go to a commercial right now. No,
We don't have audio on that. We actually don't have audio for some reason. You did it deliberately to catch me out.
I was just joking around with that because
Hey,
I saw you were busy.
I just read George's comment. So
What?
What was George's comment?
George's comment. Hold on, I'm just changing the. I'm just
Anyway.
putting a little thingo on here to do that. And can you read that? I'm Rory the Frog. Should we call it Rory?
No, not calling it Rory the Frog. What's wrong with you?
No. All right.
Oh, really?
It's
Hey, I'm
already.
trying, George. I thought I'd try it.
Yeah, he's there. He's having a go.
Rory the Frog. That's cruel. What other sounds there?
Look, how does it?
Oh,
something a
look,
little
I
bit
know.
different.
I know there's 700 something sounds.
There
yeah.
is, but this is a scene called.
Does it
Delay.
play guitar?
What's your
Not
favorite?
yet.
What's your favorite sound?
Look, I tend to hover around a lot of those delay ones. I reckon they're a lot of fun, but this is pretty cool. This is called Dirty. Essentially, it's a bit of a crunched up, little bit of. It makes it sound more like a recorded sample.
Oh yeah. actually, I got a quick question, guys. Give us a call. Seriously, don't be shy to call in.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, Will. I got a lot of reverb in my heads, but anyway.
I think that's coming from the actual the reverb from the mics.
I might have been pushing that into you, is it?
Yep.
There you go.
No, there you go. Anyway, no, what I'm really curious about is, what's it sounding like? Because we can't hear what's sounding.
I'm not
out
sure what
there.
it's sounding like actually.
Only reason why I'm curious is, if a drummer, preferably, can call in and let us know what it sounds like, because I'm really curious. Because if that sounds pretty good, I mean, we've got 5 mics on this kit, and I always destroy the sound live.
Yeah.
If this thing's kicking it,
and it's easy.
we want donations.
The
straight away.
question is, should we get one for the Musig channel?
Yeah, we did. Oh, thank you, lifesaver. Hello, DrumTalk.
Pino, it's Mark Murphy. How are you?
Hey, Mark, how you doing, mate?
Good, mate.
Good.
I mainly want to look at the stands he's using now, not the one that you're talking about.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, because we're talking about the aluminium stands.
Yeah.
That's all.
No,
Yeah.
So the ones that we got down here are our normal wide base. They call them a pro single brace stand. So it's our 700 series. You probably saw these with Mr. Gadwin, who's out, Mr. Weckel, all those guys.
Yep.
So they're an interesting sort of just wide stance one.
I'm lifting it up.
Yeah, so I've got 2 different sorts here. This is our 600, and I've got a 700 on this side. So my ambition here tonight was to make sure that I didn't overdo the hardware bag with really heavy stuff.
No.
So the single brace legs are stable enough that works really well and keeps the weight down.
You know what? I like these little short neck things,
Yeah.
man. How cool are that?
Yeah. It's just
you don't
enough
have
stuff.
another thing hanging out.
Yeah.
It stops me being a guitarist from hitting it.
Well, you keep hitting the mic, the camera there at the moment. So, that's awesome. But can you see that, Mark?
Not right now because on pause, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, when I come
okay. Yeah, I've lifted up. I've lifted up the mic stand, so you'll be able to see it, mate. They're pretty cool stands. Well, you after a lot of stand, are you?
No, just curious. That was all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
Cool.
couldn't really quite see them where we were before, but I mean,
Yeah.
they've been great. We've had these out in some variation for the last 20 years or so, I think. Steve Gadd was the guy that I saw originally using this sort of stuff. And I went through a phase where I wanted everything to be the heaviest duty it possibly could be, and I worked in all the music shops and thought it was amazing, and it was cool, but it just makes carrying the things around too heavy.
Too heavy.
Well, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're gonna wait. Check out these aluminium ones out.
Yeah, when they come out.
We're
Pretty
gonna get Jamie back on the show with these aluminium stands because I'm excited about that.
I think
too.
Jamie might have to bring back another one of the units because
Everyone's having a crack at it.
John's basically said it sounds awesome and playing through his Bluetooth JBL speaker. Great
That's good.
bottom end.
That's nice to hear. That's good.
Yeah, cool.
Right.
Sounding good, boys.
Thanks
All
very
right,
much.
thanks, Mark.
So Muso Channel's looking for sponsorships. And,
Thanks, Mark. I
anybody would
appreciate
like
it.
to.
For a few
All right,
beer.
thanks,
There
mate.
you go.
See you, Mark.
See you, boys.
Well, we are always looking for sponsorship, and God, we need. I mean, Will's costing me a fortune in lollies.
Eating them out of house.
it's just freaking me out, you know.
And while we're doing that,
Actually, while we're doing a
While we're
lolly,
doing it.
let's do a lolly.
Hey, I've been pretty good. I haven't even had one.
Hang
yet.
on. Hey, Will.
it went straight in his mouth.
I know he was like one of those seagulls. Actually, you know what? It is. We are looking for sponsors, definitely for sure. You know, a lot of it takes a lot to run this place, and a lot of gear that we need. Also, isn't that right, Will?
Absolutely.
So
I want my XR18 back.
Will wants his mixer back. I need a new computer. We need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You can always go to our website, which is www.themusochannel.com. There's a donation page there, so you can actually donate, and it'll be fantastic. And all proceeds all go to my mortgage, so that's a good thing. So,
well, that's what's been paying for the radio show up until now.
mate, I'm in the red with the mortgage, mate, because of the radio station. But look, it does help, and we're definitely looking for companies and sponsorship and companies out there to advertise, which helps, you know. So we're trying to keep this alive, actually.
Yeah,
you know, it's
a good thing.
It is a tough thing, and
Yep.
you know, and we're trying our best to get it out there and for the listeners out there. So it's kind of fantastic.
Yep.
you
That's a
know.
great thing you're doing, mate. I hope
Well,
you're
we're
doing-
getting there.
Yep.
I can't believe it's that time almost. You know that.
I know it's coming up.
How
Isn't it?
fast? How fast does it go?
It's gone real quick.
It's gone quick, yeah. Well, we're definitely going to have you back on the show. That's
Oh, I
for
hope
sure,
so, mate. It's been good fun.
Jamie, and
Yeah.
definitely bring those stands and so forth.
Hey, Pino, does
Yeah.
that mean you want me back when Jamie's back?
Sorry.
Does that mean I have to come back?
You have to have the dinner with us.
Actually, Will, there's no lie.
By the way, thank you, Rose, for an awesome dinner.
That was excellent.
That was an awesome
Yeah,
dinner
we're all
tonight.
very lucky.
Rose cooked dinner for us, roast chicken and and roast.
Little
roast
you know that
veggies.
we got the FPOS machine on the way out. I hope you got your tap and go, mate. The door doesn't open without tap and go.
See, there it is.
Now, what's going to happen is, yeah, you know what? I was just about to say, actually, thanks, Will. I really appreciate it for coming in and helping me out because I couldn't do this because
I dig this. This is good fun.
this is the first time I've done this here.
Yeah.
I've done it over there, and I kind of,
It's actually nice to sit with the drum set too.
I know,
Does-
it's
yeah.
fantastic.
The question is, does everybody like you being
Well,
over
All right,
there?
we
Maybe.
should put a vote. Do
You
you,
can do
guys
a vote.
like me here? And I might have to appoint someone there on a Monday night. So,
I have to
Which would be
confess
kinda
something
cool.
to you too,
Yeah.
which is I feel so much more comfortable talking to you with a drum set here. I don't know what it is, right?
then just nothing in
But
front of
I
us.
don't know if you've experienced the same thing, but sitting behind a drum kit just feels like the safe space.
Yeah, it is.
Without the drum kit, it works, but it just feels
it,
nice.
it takes a while to get used to. I used to feel so uncomfortable with it behind it,
Yep.
without a kit.
Yep.
But I kind of like this. Is actually, you know what, Jamie, this is the first time I actually brought a drum kit in.
Yeah.
On the station.
Yep.
We've got my kit here that we've played, but
Hey,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Pino,
Kinda
you
cool,
told him that what comes in does not leave, right?
That's right.
It's part of the rule. Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll be going, tap and go on my FPOS machine.
On the way out the door.
You can have anything you want, just tap and go, mate. Jamie, thank you so much for
No, it's
coming
been
in.
an absolute pleasure.
It's
Thank
been
you
a
for having
pleasure.
me.
And we did speak about this for a while, and to my word, and it's great. This stuff is awesome, and thank you to Yamaha. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
I definitely love this EAD10.
Yep.
It's a great system, guys. Check it out. Definitely at the Ultimate Drummers Weekend
Yeah.
on the 25th and 26th. It's going to be huge this year. Come and say hello to us too from the Muso channel and DrumTalk. We're going to be there and mucking around and talking things. And that's it. Now, Will, you got Robin. Now, tomorrow night we got On the Mic and we got Casey and Rick coming in. That's going to be an interesting show. Them two, because we've got on the mic show tomorrow night, and Casey usually not dogs. I shouldn't say the word dogs, but kind of has a go at Rick, and then Rick has a go at Casey. But them two are actually in the studio tomorrow night, so it's going to be an interesting night tomorrow night with them two like biting at each other,
Chasing each other.
It's like the love me and Will have,
Yeah.
And then Wednesday we got it's this guitar show. It's called Guitar Talk.
Something about guitars.
Yeah, and we got Will. Actually, it's a great show. It's fantastic. And Will's got Robin Payne coming
We
in.
have Robin Payne,
Nice.
bass player with the
She's-
Eurogliders,
Eurogliders.
as well as she was playing keyboards. Actually, I posted a video clip,
She
the
was
YouTube
playing
clip.
keyboards on Hey Hey. Yeah,
Yep.
she's
yep.
talented, man.
Wow.
I checked out some of her solos, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing Robin Payne
That's
on
this Wednesday.
this Wednesday night
Very
at
nicely
8 o'clock.
done.
And then 7 o'clock we got Can Do Radio, which is hosted by Andrew Hewitt from Sydney.
Yes.
He sends us over his podcast, and we play that 7 to 8, and then Guitar Talk. Also Saturday, Sunday we got the guitar show. Oh, mate, it's a busy month,
It's a
man.
really busy time. We got the setup on Friday and a big show this weekend.
You would have a big. You
Yeah.
go to the guitar show.
I am.
too.
I'm going to get to go and work on the guitar show this weekend. So come and find us on the acoustic stand on Saturday or something. It's going to be a good day.
Well, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Will's actually hosting the main stage,
There you go.
and
I'll come and find you, Will.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, you
we
won't-
will definitely
you will
catch
hear
up.
him. You won't find him.
We
You'll
will
hear him.
definitely catch up.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my rounds on Saturday and
That'd be
Sunday.
great.
Yeah, look, I know we're bringing a whole truckload of gear down. It should be
Will,
Yes.
we need to give a prize out before we go. mate.
Oh,
coming up.
Have you thought about it?
I have,
All right. I'm glad you have.
and I've been really.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on, you can do it.
Thank you for that.
Punch at the end.
I'm going to give the prize to Jono.
Jono, well done.
Yep, Jono.
Jono McCurdy.
Yes.
There you go.
Awesome. Nice. It was a
Jono, all yours.
Jono,
Well done,
send
Jono.
Pino a text message,
Yeah, Jono.
and Pino
Penny.
will organise getting the trigger off to you. So
Yeah, which is a great
Yeah.
prize, man. I'm
Pino's spewing.
I'm spewing it.
Really-
I'm spewing you guys
He
rang
was
in.
hoping that I was going to turn around and say, "Nah, not going to give it to anyone.
No,
Pino,
you have
it's
to give.
yours."
No, we're gonna give it to someone.
But
Anyway,
nah.
all right, guys. Thank you once again, Jamie. Thank you. Great
Absolute pleasure.
to
Thank you.
talk to you. Will, thank you for sitting in for me. Thank you everybody for calling in and joining us on Drum Talk. I'll see you guys soon.
You will.
Thank you.
See you, night.
Will?
Yeah, I've pressed it.
Okay, I can't hear it.
I can't hear it either.
It's all right, just mute us. Thank you.
See you guys.
See you later.